Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is about the third time I've tried to make this video. First, I did it without recording the correct screen. Second, I did the next one without recording the correct volume. So clearly, I'm an idiot. Aside from me being an idiot and not knowing how to correctly make a YouTube video, we have more important things to talk about. The squeeze of squeezes that's still yet to potentially come. We were looking at the stock DATS. Shares outstanding 11.8 million. That's low. Share float, 9.27 million. That's low. Short float, 9.19%, not really high. But there's people out there on YouTube and there are other services that can give you a more correct answer on the short interest. So with that being said, this is a stock that has been hyped. We've seen explosive moves recently. Now, I must say, the pattern that I'm seeing here on this stock chart is something I've seen play out in the past. And nonetheless, it did end up ripping. So what I want to talk about is the current price action we're seeing, where I expect this market can go, and what you need to be looking out for the days going forward. So really quickly, let's get into the chart. There will be a video posted in the description of this video, and it's actually about the halt trades that we did yesterday on DATS. So before we go forward, in a couple days' time, there will be a new video linked in the description to this video, but also posted to YouTube that will show you exactly how you could have predicted yesterday that this here would be the bottom of the halt move, so enter long, and then target up to here. So you enter, you're not worried about any of the movement until it gets to here and you sell. Yes, there is a way to predict that this was the entry and then that was the target of the move. So yesterday we went long and then short, okay? So what I'm gonna do is teach you how to find these levels. I'm gonna teach you how to find these levels. And so this will help you understand why the market is bouncing there. This is a good long entry and I will show you why in just a second, okay? So we're gonna delete these drawings and I'm gonna walk you guys through this great analysis on DATS. I put a ton of effort into this, so I hope you guys help me by hitting the like button, sharing it to every single trading community out there. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, hit the like button, help me get this video out to a wider audience of people. It always seems like we struggle to get our YouTube videos to a significant audience on YouTube, so we would really greatly appreciate your help. So we're gonna start by looking at the daily chart. Based on my analysis, there's no reason why DATS can't go all the way up and hit highs of, say, $20. At $20, we're looking at a gain of 67%. So if the market on DATS is attracted to its 3 deviation target on the daily chart, we're looking at about a 67% gain. If we go to the 4-hour chart and we measure the move, we are looking up to 21.19, which is a gain of about 90%. So ideally right now, we're looking for this thing to get very explosive over the next couple days. But how and when should you enter? Where's the right time? I mean, the game can be so tricky at times. It's like we just don't know exactly where things might kick off. So my objective going forward now is to try to help you understand where you might or probably will see this market on DATS start to explode. That's why I'm making this video today, because there isn't a whole lot of time left if I'm right. So what we're going to do is we are going to manually overlap some lines. So this level here in the middle is what we call a statistical mean. It's a very important level. It's equally as important as telling your mother that you love her every single day, okay? She's your mom. She would love to hear that from you. So that's how important this is, if I had to emphasize the importance. Now, with that being said, we went from the 180-day 4-hour to the 1-year 1-day, all right? The reason we did that is just so we can figure out where the long-term resistance level's at currently, which is also going to be our breakout level. This will all become so clear in about 10 seconds. You're going to be mind blown. So I also want to show you how you could predict the bottom of today's trading action. So you know how the market on DATS is starting to bottom a little bit right now that we just showed you. Ready? You see this dotted trend line? Ready? Watch this. We're going to take that across, and I'm going to make this dotted. The reason I'm making it a dotted line is so that it matches my current system, so that way when we change this to a 1-minute time frame, we know exactly where it's at. We're also going to go to this time frame, again, 180 day. We're going to zoom in and we're going to find the other half deviation price that also exists on this time frame. We are going to put our own trend line. The only reason we're adding our own trend line is so that we know where that price point is at when we switch to a 1 minute time frame. So now that we have our long-term levels on the chart, let's switch it to first a 10-day time frame, or maybe a 20-day time frame on a 30-minute chart, just to see what it's been like over the past 30 days, how the stock has interacted over our specific levels we're telling you to watch. So looking at the last 20 days trading action here, you can see the market had broke above the white line, went on a run. It then crashed right back down to the white line, then it broke down. We then came right back up to the white line, up and over, broke out, back down, and then yesterday we broke up to it, blah, 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 blah. That's a lot going on. Let's shrink it down a little bit, huh, Connor? Let's go to, say, 10 days. What's happened over the past 10 days? So over the past 10 days, you can see the market went below those white lines. We bounced back to it, squeezed over, came back down to it, tried to hold support, faded under, then we bounced back to the white lines, holding resistance, started on the white lines today, then broke down to the dotted lines. So remember when we were looking at the long-term chart and I said, look at those dotted lines, look at those dotted lines. Look at when we go to the 1 minute time frame. Tell me where the stock market's bottoming today on DATS. It's bottoming on our white lines, which is also where the market bottomed yesterday, which is also where the market broke out on the halt play. And then you can see it went up to those white lines, which is our long-term statistical mean. And then the stock fell, and then it fell back down to the dotted line, and then it bounced back to the resistance. More people went short. More people added short. They crashed the stock down to the half deviations, and then the buyers bought it. And now we're back at the half deviation. So the buyers bought it. So right now, the objective on the short side is to go below these dotted lines. If the shorts are unsuccessful, we will then squeeze back up. The objective of the long play currently on DATS is to get back up and over 1270 to 1247. If successful, you're going to force a gigantic short squeeze on the stock, and it will be a beautiful, beautiful thing, ladies and gentlemen. So just as an FYI, most of the retail market is watching this as resistance on the day for DATS. Their resistance is here, where smart money's resistance is up here. So any of the bearish traders trying to short DATS today, or maybe it's tomorrow, retail traders, they're probably going to have a stop loss somewhere around here. So if we can run the price of DATS eventually back up through 1170, you're probably going to force the hand of some retail short sellers, which will then cause the stock to explode up to 12 to 1270, where you will then be knocking on the door of the stop losses of smarter money. Smarter money has a lot of money. Big money moves markets. Going through this resistance would give us a nice pop squeeze back to here. But the big squeeze only happens on DATS through this statistical mean. So there's a lot of work to be done. Currently, the bulls or the bears are winning off the resistance. They are pushing us down. So us bulls need to be strong. Ideally, we want to hold this price of about 1090 to 11, force a move back to 1247, 1250, and explode it out. Now we're going to take a look at the long-term chart here. So the objective over the next couple days, maybe even the next week, is to hopefully get back through the mean. Getting back through the mean will result in a big boner candle that's going to take us all the way up to 1570. Once through 1570, we'll then get another big boner candle, which will then take us all the way up to this green line, which is priced at about 18 or so. So just know that for every time we break through one of these lines, we're going to target the next one. Just like you've seen in the past. Ready? Market breaks up through this line, we go to the yellow. Market breaks yellow, we go to the greens. Market breaks greens, we go to blues. Market breaks down from blues, we go to greens. Market breaks down from greens, we go to yellow. Market breaks yellow, we go to white. Market breaks white, we go to yellow on the down. Market breaks up and through yellow on the down, we go back to white. Market breaks through white on the up, we go back to yellow / green. Market breaks down green, back to yellow, back from yellow down to white. From the whites back to the yellow. Price is now starting to get a little condensed. The volatility is starting to shrink, which means volatility will increase. Volatility high, volatility high, volatility high, volatility less high, volatility less, volatility less. Bull flag, hopefully, back through the mean, big boner candles. So, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, that's really all we have to discuss here on the stock DATS. I am long bias. I am also long bias another stock. I will be making a video about that later today, if not by tomorrow morning. So stay tuned, because there's another stock we're going to be talking about very in depth that could also have multiple boner candles. And what woman and man doesn't love a big green boner candle? I do here. Feed them to me all day long, sunshine. That being said, I'll see you guys on the next video. Everybody, take care.